Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
We've got breaking news. The House just voted overwhelmingly to force the Justice Department to release its files on Jeffrey Epstein. The bill had been stalled for months with pushback from President Trump and Republican leadership, but both backed down as pressure built from survivors and from their own party. The bill would require the DOJ to release all Epstein-related files within 30 days, including details about his connections and the investigation into his death, with victims' information redacted. Just before the vote, we heard mixed thoughts on Capitol Hill.
It fails to fully protect victim privacy. It could create new categories of victims. It potentially jeopardizes grand jury secrecy. It fails to prohibit release of child sexual abuse materials that are not appropriately defined in the legislation.
They weren't going to lose by a little. They were going to lose by a lot. And I think the president, clearly doesn't want to be viewed as a lame duck or on the losing side of an issue.
So here's the latest. The vote now puts the pressure on the Senate, where it's unclear what happens next. We'll be following this closely as those next steps unveil themselves. Also, some breaking news, an ugly falling out that turned violent. You'll remember Corewell Health Beaumont Troy Hospital went on lockdown after a man was shot back in March. Well, a pre-trial hearing is now set for December 2nd in the Corewell Troy parking garage shooting. Prosecutors say both sides are working on a possible plea deal. 21-year-old Robert Pawlczewski is accused of shooting a 25-year-old co-worker back in March. Now, the victim was hit in the arm, is expected to be okay. In court, detectives described a falling out, including a FaceTime call where the suspect allegedly urinated on funeral brochures. Pawlczewski pleaded not guilty. He was denied bond. Okay, so now to a home in Dearborn where the FBI executed a search warrant on the home of a convicted felon. We're talking about 44-year-old Gregory Powell. We did just get our hands on a federal complaint that claims Powell was caught with ammunition he wasn't even allowed to have. So we're going to bring in Erica Erickson. She is live from the federal court. Erica, Powell was involved in some very serious cases.
Yeah, absolutely, Karen. As you said, it all started with that chaos, that raid in Dearborn, ending with Powell here in federal court facing a judge today. Now, let me get you all back to early this morning. It was before sunrise. The FBI, with the help of Dearborn police, raiding the home of Gregory Powell. Neighbors described seeing the feds essentially busting the door off, leaving with weapons and evidence. Police say this all related to a recent felonious assault in Dearborn. That's according to Dearborn police, but this also according to federal agents stemming from a complaint just unsealed today. Powell has a lengthy criminal history dating back to 2006, and neighbors say it was a scary scene over there.
It was a lot of flashing lights, flashbangs. I mean, sound like gunshots. After they were in custody, it looked like they used flashbangs, searched the house, searched the garage.
Now, there is, of course, a lot more to this, including it's related to a case that goes back to 2021 out of Westland. You can imagine there's a lot more details here. We're going to have a lot more ahead on Local 4 News at 5. For now, reporting live outside federal court, Erica Erickson, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Erica. Appreciate it. If you were driving on the city's west side this afternoon near West Arizona and Woodward, it was really a scene. We're hearing it all started with a traffic stop. So the Wayne County Sheriff says narcotics detectives pulled a driver over, and that's when the man they were investigating rammed their patrol car. Didn't stop there, though. A deputy fired at the driver, missed. Deputies were still able to take him into custody. Officers still working on this investigation this afternoon. Once complete, the case will then be sent to the prosecutor for review. An outage at a major internet provider, Cloudflare, triggered widespread disruptions today, knocking parts of the internet offline. Thousands of websites depend on Cloudflare to keep their traffic moving safely. But this morning, the company confirmed a global outage and said teams were in emergency mode working to figure out exactly what went wrong. A short time later, Cloudflare said service was starting to stabilize, but warned it was still investigating the root of the problem. Take a look at the website. Down Detector showing disruptions right now. Social platform X and the online game League of Legends were among the sites hit hard by that disruption. Spotify, Amazon, and OpenAI also reported some problems as well today. Allegiant Airlines pilots picketing in Flint today. It's part of a nationwide protest. A small group gathered outside Bishop Airport with signs accusing Allegiant of wasting millions and saying no more free ride. The pilots, represented by the Teamsters, say contract talks have stalled. More than 1,400 pilots are joining picket lines across the country. The union says Allegiant's failure to offer a fair contract is driving pilots to other airlines and could put local routes at risk. Now, police in Tennessee, they're searching for a man they say shot 3 people, killing 2 of them, including a man from Detroit. Investigators say the driver pulled over in Knoxville early Sunday, shot his passengers, and then took off. One of the men killed is 25-year-old Rodrell Jeter of Detroit. A 22-year-old Detroit man survived. He's in critical but stable condition this afternoon. Detectives believe all of the victims were traveling from Detroit to Atlanta with the suspect. The shooter left in a rented light-colored Ford Bronco with a Michigan license plate 26541RF. Neither the suspect nor the vehicle has been found. FTC says Michiganders lost more than $206 million to fraud last year, and with record holiday spending expected, scammers are looking for new ways to target shoppers. Today, Chase Bank and Detroit police walked people through the most common scams like phone delivery notices, fake charity requests, and gift card schemes. Officers say that scams using AI can be especially convincing, and it's so important to be on the lookout for anything that seems suspicious.
Now you're going to begin to see scams that are particularly related to holiday purchases, saying, hey, we have this major sale taking place. Why don't you come onto our website and purchase this? And the fact of the matter is oftentimes these are bad actors that are preying on our community, but especially for our seniors.
So be sure to shop only on trusted websites. Use secure payments. If a deal seems too good to be true, it's always worth checking with the store to make sure that everything is on the level. All right, let's take a live look outside. A chilly start to our day, and that chill is still hanging on, or maybe we're just not used to the cold yet, Kim.
No, I know. It's not just cold, but today it's also damp as well, with some light rain, even a wet snowflake mixed in here and there. As we look at Exact Track 4D radar, we'll go in a little closer here on Macomb County and parts of Oakland County, where it is raining in Chesterfield, Mount Clemens, over to Troy and Rochester Hills, and back to Pontiac. Widen out the view again for you here. And we've got some heavier showers north of I-96 in Howell. But as far as the rain and the rain-snow mix, you'd have to go all the way up to Big Rapids to find that. But as we cool down later on this evening, wouldn't be surprised if we saw just again a wet snowflake mixed in here and there. It should be nothing that will affect your evening commute. We'll talk about the tree lighting coming up Friday night and your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, today is a Gleaners Match for Meals Day. That means every dollar donated to Gleaners Community Food Bank today is doubled to donate. All you have to do is scan that QR code on your screen or visit gcfb.org. Food insecurity continues to affect thousands of families in Metro Detroit. 2 organizations, Gleaners and the Capuchin Services Center, help make sure that people get fresh, healthy food at the Capuchin Services Center. Guests can shop for groceries market style, giving them choice and dignity while meeting their household needs.
The table of people's lives has 3 legs: food, shelter, and transportation. And if people make maybe $900 a month, by the time they pay their rent and transportation to get to a job, they don't have a whole lot left over for food, and that's where we come in.
If you'd like to make a donation to Gleaners, you can scan the QR code on your screen. Now, normally Gleaners is able to provide 3 meals for every dollar donated, but today, thanks to a generous match from Ford Philanthropy, your $1 donation will provide 6 meals. Take a look at this video from earlier today at 9 on Local 4 Plus and live in the D at 11. We help local families have a happy, not hungry holiday. You can head over to clickondetroit.com if you're interested in donating.